Dr. Fang-Mei Law from Keven University. And today I have my student Keven Dietrich with me. He's in my social psychology class. Okay, and he's just so special. And then I really feel I want to get to know him more. And then I believe he can be a good role model for other students to learn. So do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, my name's Keven Dietrich. I'm a junior at Tiffin University. I've lived in Tiffin my whole life. I've gone to high school locally. I'm a digital media major, so one day I want to work on like TV shows or movies or stuff like that, doing like kind of what we're doing here, just setting up cameras, doing interviews and stuff like that. So I'm happy to be here and I'm looking forward to it.
You know, in the class I do a lot of interaction, and Keven, I always count on him or give us some insight. He always raise his hands up, you know, and he also will come and ask me like anything else, you know, you need I can help. So tell us about what make you able to be a student like this. Is that your personality or you learn from your childhood?
I've always been kind of outgoing in the way that I like to talk. I like to, you know, be known. I kind of like to, you know, stuff like that. And in classrooms, even when I was in high school, it's just easier for, you know, the class to kind of keep going if I, you know, talk, and with other students talking, it's a lot more fun. If I know the answer, you can raise your hand. And people call on you and you can get this discussion going. Just a lot more fun to me to raise my hand and say the answer and get everything going, because without that there's not much excitement to the
so
class.
You want to contribute to the class.
Right.
And then since when? You say high school or way more early? Do you remember the first time?
I don't necessarily remember the first time, but I always remember just answering questions, raising my hands, doing stuff like that. Even in high school, there was a teacher, a math teacher, that would always say, whenever we get our homework checked, we need to write the answers on the board. And she specifically told everyone on the first day of school that it's always an interesting opportunity when a student goes to the board and they go to solve the problem and they do it incorrectly. She thought that was so great, because then the class has something to talk about. We can learn from our mistakes. We can grow from just that opportunity, you know, messing up in front of the class doesn't have to be something sad. It can be something we can all learn from. It can be something to open a discussion. Not that she wanted us to get the question wrong, but when there was something we needed to fix, it just made kind of class go easier. And when other kids made that mistake,
well, that encourage people, just try it, and then either you right or wrong, we all benefit from that.
Right.
Wow. So is that the teacher that make you feel whatever I do must be right, so I will keep
right. Just kind of that idea of if I need to go up there and solve some problems, work things out, that's how I grow, that's how the class continues, that's how things just work out, you know? It's kind of like a win-win situation. There's nothing that could really go wrong. I get the question right, we move on, I get the question wrong, I learn from my mistakes.
And I feel when you're in the class, I feel you are home. Right? So you make me feel home, because I have students willing to share and raise a hand. And I heard you say your parents, they are teachers. So do you think as a teacher's kid, get a benefit for that, feel comfortable with teachers?
Kind of, in a way. It all just depends on what the subject is, what the class is, what the other students are. You know, I mean, countless times I asked my parents for help on homework, and it was very easy, just one-on-one. But going to a different classroom and asking for help on a different question might be a different story when your dad's not there, it's a new teacher, there's 20 other kids and stuff like that. So if it definitely helped me kind of learn how teachers appreciate it, but I still kind of had to learn, now I need to be a student.
Be a student. Keep remind yourself, I'm a student.
I'm one of many students, you know. I'm at home, I'm one student because both my parents are working with me. I'm the only one. This is all we have planned for the evening. But I go to school with all these other kids. I'm not going to get help right away from my dad. I'm going to have to wait. I'm going to have to work with others.
But I know sometimes students, if they are very active in the class or very associated with teacher, they may worry other students will call them a teacher pet.
Right.
Is that ever bother you? Or?
I don't think so. I don't think I was ever to a point where people were
feel uncomfortable.
Right. People were annoyed by me, and if they were, I never found out, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of the things that I did were common questions that other students had or other students wanted to do.
Yeah.
So when I raised my hand and asked or I answered, they're like, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So it was good for all them too.
Yeah. I can see it because like for me, if I don't see anybody raise their hand, I will look at you.
Right,
Kevin.
Right. And I have to come up with something.
Yeah, so I count on you, and then I believe other classmates may count on you, say, Kevin, ask question. Do you have a student? Do you feel like sometimes classmates, in college maybe not like obvious, but in high school they say, Kevin, ask question.
It just depends. There were a lot of other kids like that in my high school that always wanted to ask questions, always wanted to get the ball rolling. So I was kind of one of many kids that did that.
Okay.
So it wasn't more of a, like just me, it was one of several students.
Yeah.
So
but then I know the reason you stand out because in general, a lot of students, they just tend to be quiet.
Yeah.
And they don't want to be bothered or they don't want. So then, how do you suggest to me to have more students like you?
The way I think about it is like professors, advisors, all these other classmates are here to help you.
Yeah.
So if you don't reach out to them, you're not really benefiting, If I ask you for help and you give it to me, that's great. It might be a little awkward the first time me knocking on your office door saying, hey, I'm really struggling.
Yeah.
But the more you ask for help, the more you work things out, the more you realize that the people around you, especially here at Tiffin University, are here to help you, the easier it goes.
Yeah. So you say you are junior, right?
Yep.
So then before you come to university, what's your dream about, what's your picture about college life? And then do you feel like different?
I feel like I wanted my college experience to be very different from my high school life.
Yeah. Even they are from same city.
Yes. Yes. Even though I'm in the same spot, I wanted it to be very different. I wanted to have a lot more fun.
Okay.
I wanted to get to know a lot more people because I grew up with the same 60 kids in my class from kindergarten.
60?
Yep, 60.
Your school only 60?
60 in a graduating class, yep.
Really?
Yep, and it's all one big building, so you start there in kindergarten and you're in that building until you graduate.
60?
Sycamore.
But it's 60. Oh, Sycamore.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, sometimes when I drive the car, I pass there.
Yep.
The 231, right?
Yeah, that's right. Just right on 231.
Yeah, when I drive to there, I always wonder how the life looks like. One day you may want to tour me to the city.
Yeah.
I really want to learn about small cities.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So then you say you want to get to know more people.
I want to get to know more people. I want to do more things.
Yeah.
I want to maybe focus on classes that will benefit me in the future instead of focusing on the math, the science, the reading, the English. Now that I'm focusing on computer science and digital video and social psychology, those are the skills I'll need for when I enter the career field. So
do you remember you carry this mindset and get to the college? So then how do you start this to say, okay, that's me? How do you start it?
I knew quite a few kids that were going here that graduated with me, so I knew I could always reach out to them.
Okay.
They signed up for sports, they signed up for activities, they were doing a lot of things when I didn't.
Okay.
So I figured I could always go to those events and see them or do some things with them.
Okay.
And it only took about 2 or 3 weeks, but during we have that freshman welcome weekend, then we have those DEC classes. It didn't take long for me to find out that there were people there that wanted to be friends with me and I wanted to be friends with them. So it just quickly turned into some friendships.
So you are not involved to school by joint activity.
Right.
You're more doing the interaction.
Right, kind of like the social thing.
So how do you find the channel? How do you find the place to interact with other people? How?
A lot of times we have classes in common.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's nice to not have to worry about, oh, you have practice this day or I have this going on that day. If I know a lot of people on the football team, then I'll go to the football game and watch them. You know, it's just kind of the more activities we're involved in, the more we can all go and support each other.
So you more like serve as a supporter,
right?
Rather than leader,
right? In that sense, yes.
In that sense, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a plan to be a leader somewhere?
Not necessarily. It just kind of depends on my career, what I do. I mean,
so you feel comfortable to be, you want to be one of them.
Yeah.
And then make you be their friends.
Right.
Wow. Right. Now how many people you consider friends here?
There's definitely a lot of them. A lot of people that I first started interacting with weren't from Tiffin or anywhere near there.
Yeah.
So when they started here at Tiffin University, they didn't know anyone, and I knew quite a few students that I went to high school with. So to introduce those friends to my current friends and then those current friends, it's just like one big family. It just keeps growing.
Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you a sensitive question. I heard, sometimes college a lot of drinking issue. Like when the party, they have to be drinking involved.
Right.
How do you not get temptation for that and then still be people's friend?
Well, it's very easy in the situation I'm in because I commute to campus.
Okay.
So every day after class, I'm not like I'm just gonna, go into my dorm where everyone's drinking. I'm going to drive home.
Okay.
So sitting in my parents' basement
at
age 20, there isn't very many opportunities for them to tell me to go and drink.
Okay.
And even if I do come back for a party, I know I'll have to be driving home.
Yeah.
And my friends understand that.
Okay.
So a lot of times we don't really hang out in that sense. We just kind of maybe video call or do things during the day or do events planned by Tiffin University.
So it's interesting because we assume commuter will have less chance to interact with other people. But actually, you don't think that this is true?
Not necessarily. I mean, I work a lot. I work every weekend, so depending on what's happening over the weekend at Tiffin University, I might not have the chance to come back.
Yeah.
But during the day, like when you're not in class or when you're in between classes, it's the perfect time to go out and meet someone. And,
look around and see what happened.
Right. Even if you're just in the library studying together. Like I've had plenty of times where I went to the library with a friend and I was working on one thing, he was working on another, but we still had fun chatting with each other and having fun and listening to music. So.
Wow. And your friend not necessarily from the same major.
Right.
So you can find a friend from to have class together, and then what, outside? How do you find a friend outside?
I'm in this social psychology class with you, and there's a lot of people who are like business majors in there or stuff like that, psychology majors.
Yeah.
So when I meet those kids who aren't in my major, they're taking this class for a specific major, and I'm just taking it more as an elective.
Yeah.
So then later on, when I go to my classes for my major, there's some kids in there that are doing it for an elective.
Yeah. So. Wow. So you just smell friend. But I think your personality is really help because it looks like you are, we call people person, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. And so you are the middle child?
Yep, I'm the middle child. I have an older brother and a younger brother.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you told me you are the only one stay in Keven.
Yeah.
Okay, give us some story about that.
Well, my older brother went off to Bowling Green to go to college.
Yeah.
My younger brother is still in high school, but he is going to Bowling Green.
Oh, okay.
So next year, since he's a senior, I'll kind of be home alone.
Yeah.
But even right now, my older brother's off working. My younger brother's always doing things in high school with his friends and sports and everything.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to be in this big house by myself.
Be the only child.
Yeah, being the only child.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I kind of wish I was in the situation that my younger brother was in, because if he's struggling with school 45 minutes away, he can just reach out to my older brother who's right there.
Oh, so you are encouraged by yourself.
Right.
But you have two teachers at home.
Right, right.
So your older brother is your younger brother's help. helper.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And then you have both teachers at home
Yeah.
for you. Is your parents ever say anything about want you to be more away from home, or they are happy for you to around?
They really wanted me to enjoy my college experience regardless of where I went.
Yeah.
They told me multiple times, like moving away, going to a dorm, wherever is a big change.
Yeah.
So when I kind of decided against that, they were very happy. And then even now with COVID and everything, they're probably really happy that I decided to just stay home instead of in those dorms.
Yeah, and I heard you talk about your mother, because I remember you say your mother worked at an elementary school, and then often she asked you to go to the school.
Yeah, the school is actually right down the road from Tiffin University, Noble Elementary.
Okay.
And several times she's texted me during the day or asked if I wanted to stop by, whether it be to just see some of the kids or help her with her computer or something like that.
Yeah.
Because when I was in high school, I volunteered in an elementary classroom as well.
Oh.
So,
wow.
yeah.
So you guys still live in Sycamore. You never think about move to Tiffin?
Well, we actually live in Tiffin. My family and I live in Tiffin.
Right now it's in Tiffin.
Yep.
But you are from there, from the small town, Sycamore.
Well, I wouldn't say we're from that, but since we all went to high school there, and my dad works there, it's kind of more of like we've just been there a lot.
So your father commute to there.
Yep.
And then you guys live close to here.
It's only about 10 miles, so it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever been to Sycamore, but you drive right down the road from the school. There's the grocery store, the library, the bowling alley, the softball field, all within a mile stretch of each other. So
that's why when I pass there, I'm kind of like, I wonder how kind of life can be like here.
Yeah.
So when you're in high school, you come from here, go there for school?
Yep, I would go from...
You commute to high school.
That's right.
Farther than you commute to the university.
Yep, I'd spend time in Sycamore watching the ball games or having sports practice. And then all my friends would travel to Tiffin, because in Tiffin we've got the movie theater, all the restaurants, stuff like that. So it was really nice to spend time in Sycamore and Tiffin.
Now is that this considered city?
Yeah.
Tiffin considered city?
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure Sycamore is called a village. It's only about 900 people, so it's the village of Sycamore.
Yeah.
So when people travel from Sycamore to Tiffin, I've heard they call it a town because they have to drive 10 miles. And there's a Walmart here.
And you can eat the restaurant.
Right.
Do you have a restaurant in Sycamore?
I mean, there's a few pizza places. There's a taco place. Stuff like that. But most of the restaurants that we enjoy going to are in Tiffin.
Interesting. And high school only this class only 60 kids.
Yep.
And those 60 kids never move away.
Some of them move away. A lot of them stay in that small town and just work for their parents or somewhere in there.
Wow. So what's your future going to be? Are you going to stay in a small town, small city, or you want to dream of a bigger place?
I dream of a bigger place. As of now, I don't know what's going to happen in the end. But I don't want to stay in Tiffin forever.
You never know. People like you. You maybe become mayor of Tiffin.
Maybe. I mean, I like Tiffin. It's a great small town.
Yeah.
But I feel like moving away is just something I want to do, you know? I don't want to look up when I'm 30 and say, you know, I've never lived outside of this town. I live 2 minutes from my parents' house. I don't know if I'll move far, but I definitely want to get out of Tiffin and do something eventually.
Yeah, this is the way we talk about today, independent, interdependent.
Right.
Because in this culture emphasize so much independence, so make you feel a little bit guilty now moving out.
Right. I've got everything I need in my basement. Why would I move out?
I know, and then you got a school here. Why do you move out? Right. And then, so what's your future job plan?
My dream job would be working on like a set of a television show or a movie set, like directing or working with cameras and stuff like that.
Oh.
I don't really see any of that happening in Tiffin, Ohio, which is why I'd have to move away. But even some of those bigger cities that aren't as big as...
It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's more like social media than just computer.
Right, digital media, a lot of that.
Wow.
So somewhere like Toledo might have a lot of things.
Okay.
I mean, it's much bigger than Tiffin, but it's not as big as those Columbus, Cleveland.
Maybe you should be the one creative
Right.
here.
Right.
Have a TV station.
Have a TV show about Tiffin.
Yeah. Why not?
It'd definitely be interesting.
Yeah, because you have story here to tell, just nobody tell.
Right.
Right.
And there's always a lot of TV shows. It feels like every month or so they come out with a new TV show, and you know, even documentaries are happening in small towns all over the place.
Yeah. So do you need to take some more classes related to the area, or whatever they offer here? That's good enough.
I think everything I'll get at Tiffin University finishing this year and next year should qualify me to get those jobs working as a photographer or a cameraman or something like that. But if I go somewhere and I feel like I need more, then I'll definitely
always
find
have.
more.
That's the good thing for nowadays society. You always a place to learn.
Right.
As long as you are willing to learn.
Yeah.
Or even you just junior, I just feel you're so mature.
I wouldn't say that. I woke up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday and didn't leave the couch, so
you see yourself. You see, I don't see that part.
I've definitely got a ways to go, but I definitely feel like if you put what's important first, you don't worry about what you don't want to do, and you work hard, then things should be pretty easy for you, you know?
Yeah.
I know all these people that say, I'm struggling in this class, and I'm like, why? What's going on?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't do the last 5 assignments. Maybe that's why you're struggling. Didn't you have time to do it last night? No, I was at a party till 4 in the morning.
Oh,
Maybe you shouldn't party till 4 in the morning, you know?
Yeah. So how do you do your time management?
I just kind of
follow the flow.
Yeah. Just, take every opportunity I have to.
You know, just one thing. Like I put a quiz in my Moodle, and he already finished.
Yeah. There was one day.
Yeah.
I just figured it would be easier to kind of get a little ahead, get everything done.
Yeah.
And to see what was coming up in the class, so that way it was done. I didn't have to worry about it.
You don't have to worry about you miss a due day.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But you are maybe the only student. Even I keep telling students you can ahead of me, but then you are the only one.
Yeah,
really do it.
It's part of the time management thing, you know. If I think I have time and I don't think I'll get confused, which is one reason I'm not working ahead in another one of my classes.
Okay. If the material need to take the time for teacher to explain, then you wait.
Yeah. But the quizzes are pretty easy.
I know.
They're very relaxed. There's no time limit. You can take them more than once.
Yeah.
So I don't feel pressure if I get them all done, you know?
Yeah. And then also when I ready for the midterm exam, and Keven already helped me prepare the study guide.
Yeah, you said the midterm was going to be over the first 5 quizzes we took online.
Yeah.
So I used my computer science skills and just screenshotted every question, and then just put that onto a Word document and printed it out.
And then students start to ask, can we have the study guide?
Right. I've already got the one for the final exam all set.
Already?
Yep.
You already ready for me?
Yep.
See, it's so lucky to have a teacher, to have a student like Keven. You have other teachers say the same way as mine, or they never feel well?
I think so. I think a lot of teachers appreciate students who work hard.
Yeah.
Get what needs to be done.
Yeah, but some students they work hard, but they don't come to teacher.
Right.
You know, but then Keven is different. He always say, anything else I can help you.
Right.
You know, and then one day, I bring the microphone, to the class. I have two microphones, but then before the class started, I look at my bag. I said, Keven, I only have one microphone. I don't know what other one. When? And he said, do you need help? I said, can you come to the classroom? I just come back, to check. And then actually the class already started. And he didn't mind. He ran to the classroom to help me to looking for the microphone.
Yeah.
Wow.
And where'd you find the microphone?
And my microphone still in my bag.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the example, to show how Keven treat not only respect the teacher, he also do his best to helping the teacher.
Yeah.
And that made me feel I was spoiled by you. You should follow me to all my classes. Right. Just do the psychologist, your minor.
You'll have an assistant now.
Yeah, we have it. Because in Taiwan, we have more students like you than in here. Yeah. Yeah. So here I think you are the first one I got there.
Wow.
You didn't know you are so special?
I did not know. I appreciate that.
You just grow up in that way. You didn't know you are different.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. So is your parents feel the same way?
I think so. I mean, over spring break, I did not go anywhere. I kind of just worked.
Yeah.
Every day of spring break.
Yeah.
Worked a lot of hours.
Yeah.
And at the end of spring break, I even asked my parents, I'm like, do you ever wish I drove off to Florida or did something exciting over spring break?
Yeah.
And they said, well, if you wanted to work, then that's fine. That it's great that you're working and getting money and doing those things. Yeah. And I enjoy my job. So
right. Where did you work?
I work at the movie theater in Tiffin.
The movies.
Yeah.
You're patient. That's why you work at the movie theater. Okay.
I like watching movies, not so much to see the characters and the plot, but to kind of look to see if there's anything someone from behind the scenes can catch, maybe every so often there's a microphone you can see or shots that don't really add up and stuff like that. Yeah,
so you are observe how they make movies and maybe you can find some new idea. Wow.
It's fascinating. It's so much fun.
It's so much fun.
I mean, a lot of people watch movies to just relax and have fun and not really think about it. Yeah. But I'll watch the movie and I'll just be mesmerized by how much excitement and everything can be put into one shot and how.
Do you have any particular movie you like it?
I love all sorts of movies, really. I like the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
I like the Pixar animated movies. Okay. I like comedy movies, funny movies, action movies.
Yeah. Wow. You look like you are a very cheerful person. Are you ever get angry?
Occasionally.
Very hard for you to get angry.
I mean, I'd say, but getting angry and then making other people angry because of that isn't really gonna help me, Yeah. If I'm in your class and I'm angry and I'm like, and I slam things down and I march out, then you're angry at me and then other people are angry and
and then next time when you come to see each other, kind of like, so now what?
Yeah, it's definitely awkward.
So for the people out there as a college student, and you are junior, and then suggestion for them how do they prepare for college? How can they looking forward to college and to have a happy college life like you?
Put your priorities first. Feel free to party, just don't party too hard, in all seriousness. Yeah. Of course you can have fun and be silly and do all that stuff at college, but make sure you're there to learn and do what you need to do. And the thing that I learned very quickly in college is there were a lot of people that were there to help me. Yeah. And if I didn't reach out to help them, or I didn't reach out for help, then they didn't really have much to do. My advisors are there to make sure everything's going smoothly. My friends are there to make sure I'm okay. Professors are there to make sure that I can get an A in the class, especially when I'm a freshman. Yeah. Now as a junior, if I say I don't know how to do this, they might think I'm a little silly. Yeah. But starting off, they definitely help you. They're here to help. Yeah. It's very easy.
Just always do this.
Right.
Use your powerful hand to say, tell me, or say I have something to say, or this is my opinion. Mm-hmm. Your hand can help to tell people I'm really willing, or I need help. Right?
That's the whole idea of college. You're supposed to be willing to go out there and learn new things and try something new and stuff like that. And without that attitude, then your college experience will be very boring.
Right?
Quite a few.
Quite a few. Yeah, because they just hold themselves back.
Right.
And then the more you hold yourself back, the more you feel boring.
Right. And then there's some kids who are comfortable saying nothing, saying, I don't have any questions, I don't have anything to say, I'm not worried about it, so sitting in the back, being quiet works for them.
Yeah, but then they may finally walk out with empty mind because they are not open to get it. Wow, see? That's why I'm so lucky, and then I really appreciate Keven. First of all, regis my class.
Of course, yeah. It was a last minute thing. I was in one, and then all of a sudden I wasn't.
Really?
So I contacted my advisor the night before, and I'm like, we need to think of something here.
Yeah.
She said, how about social psychology with Dr. Law? She's so sweet. It's an easy class. And I said, yeah, let's do it.
Wow. I almost losing you.
Right. I'm very happy that I took this class. It's a great class.
So we should thank that teacher. That's why I say people meet for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason.
For a reason. And then, so then we get to know each other, and then I got a lot of help.
That's right. That's right. Like the wheel.
We are win-win.
Yeah.
Talk about the wheel. Tell us about it.
So there were a lot of kids in the class that didn't want to say anything, didn't really have a lot to say. And after class one day, you actually asked me if there was a way you could get the class more excited. And I said, when I was in school, one of the teachers had like a big wheel with everybody's name on it. And she would spin the wheel, and whoever's name the wheel landed on got to answer the question.
Yeah.
And you thought that was a great idea. So I think, in fact, that day, right after I told you, I pulled it up and made one for the class.
Yeah.
Kids find it a little exciting. It's just one of those silly things we can do to help the class move along.
Yeah. I'm just so glad I get a chance to know Keven. I can always count on you, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. He will be a future movie producer.
Something like that. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
That's the plan as of now.
Okay. So so then, if you are the book, what's the cover of your book?
It would probably just be a picture of me, and it'd be, the life of Keven.
Wow. And what's the chapter going to be? How do you divide the chapter?
Probably by, I'd say, years of my life. An exciting childhood when I was in high school. I'd like to say my life now is kind of exciting.
Yeah.
It's not exciting in the way that some people think of exciting, but I think it's exciting to just,
enjoy the class.
Right.
Enjoy the learning.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be, right? We all want students to enjoy the college life in the way you enjoy.
Right.
Okay, is anything else I don't know about you?
The fun fact that I always tell everyone when they ask for a fun fact was just 2 days after I turned 12 years old, I had brain surgery.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about that.
Yeah, so I was in the 6th grade at the time.
Yeah.
And, well, it actually started in 5th grade.
Yeah.
I was having, seizures every morning.
Okay.
And I had no idea this was happening. My parents saw this happen.
Yeah.
And by the time it was over, I had no idea it was happening.
Yeah.
So when they asked me about it, I was very confused.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was happening.
Okay.
So they did scans on me and everything, and they found out I had a cyst, kind of like a wart little thing on my brain.
Oh my gosh.
And when my brain was fully developed, of course, it started just, giving me. Yeah.
Okay.
So we decided I needed to get that removed.
Yeah.
So it was simple as just opening me up and pulling that thing off.
Wow.
Yep, I haven't had problems since, but yeah.
Wow. So how long for the seizures happened? The whole year?
They happened up until the surgery. Yeah, I want to say I think they started recognizing them Christmas break over when I was in 5th grade, and I got it removed the end of 6th grade. Wow. So
this is your second life?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was very interesting. I got to miss 3 weeks of school. I got to sit at home.
Yeah.
I got to, by the time I had recovered, it was just in time for summer.
Wow.
So.
Do you find yourself different before and after?
kind of, you know, there's not a lot of people who can say, oh yeah, brain surgery at age 12 is something they have to encounter. But it was definitely experience that was very different. And, you know, I'm thankful that the doctors could help me and save me.
Right. So the doctor saved your life. So now you want to make your life even more rich. Wow. So you're not complaining why God give you that.
Right, not at all.
Wow. See? One more, I didn't know. That's part of your chapter. I didn't know. Any other fun part I should know?
I was the high school mascot for 4 years.
Really?
Yeah. That's why a lot of people enjoyed seeing me at the events, and that's why a lot of the younger elementary kids I worked with enjoyed seeing me in the classroom, because everybody knew I was the mascot. It wasn't a very big school. So it was very exciting to do that for 4 years.
Did they select you or you volunteer?
The band teacher asked if anyone was interested, and I said I was. And I was the only kid that was interested, so she had no choice but to let me do it. And I did it for 4 years.
Wow.
I did all the football games and basketball games. I was the only kid to ever do it for 4 years straight.
Wow.
I was the only one to ever do it for basketball games. And no one has ever done it since.
Do they need to train you, or you can just freely do whatever you want?
I had to learn a few things before I started, but it was pretty easy to see in there. It was pretty easy to navigate. So.
And you just be yourself.
I just kind of.
And you just walking around, and then do they require you to do some dancing or some movement?
I was on the dance team once.
You were on the dance team?
Yep, I got to do a dance with the dance team as the mascot.
Okay.
I tried learning a few cheers with the cheerleaders, but they're always doing flips up in the air, and that was very difficult.
Okay.
1 year for the musical, the mascot was in one scene, so I got to dress up for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they ever have you take out the end of before you graduate? Or people already know that?
People already knew, but the one thing I did senior night was we do this thing where all the seniors graduating, they have like a night dedicated to them where they walk down the court with their parents. And I got to do that with my mascot suit on, and my dad got to carry the mascot head. So my dad, who was a junior high teacher, got to basically hold the head, and everyone thought that was very funny.
That's very good. So then that moment you didn't put the head.
Right.
But you have a mascot.
Yes, I had like the body and the shoes.
And then who did it now?
Nobody. Nope. I put the mascot back in the closet where we kept the mascot, and nobody's ever done it since.
Really?
Really.
They lose Keven.
Right.
You are the only Keven in the whole world. Without you, people cannot do the stuff. Wow. I'm so lucky. A lot of people want you, and then you come to me.
Right.
Wow. Okay. Wow. I know it's a lot of chapter we have to learn about you, but I think that may be good enough for right now.
Right.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for all of you. Hopefully, Keven's story give you some insight how to be a happy student.
Right.
Right. Okay.